Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Crises. This is Max. In the previous videos, I share some practical tips and tricks to solve some problems. In today's video, I would like to directly echo what our channel indicates. Quarter-life crisis means that we run into many things that bother us in our quarter life. And in those, a lot of them are due to age anxiety. Then let's talk about that. In our real life, very often, we actively or passively compare ourselves with others, especially with people our own age. Even if there's nothing to compare, we sometimes feel upset because we haven't achieved more than what we expected. As time goes by, as we grow older, lots of people feel age anxiety, in a sense that we cannot control time very well. Then let's talk about that and dig a little deeper in why it is and how we can handle it. From my personal experience, as well as communicating with my friends, there are always two aspects to it: the internal factor and the external factor, and they interact with each other. Starting from the internal factor, which means something inside ourselves. In some particular period in life, we feel age anxiety, maybe because we see other people doing better than us, which makes us feel disappointed about ourselves. Or it might not be due to others, it's just that we set a very high goal for ourselves, which is hard to achieve. And as we overestimate ourselves, we make many assumptions which do not reflect our real capability. As for the external factor, this has many things to do with the environment where we are living and the feedback we receive from it. Very often we receive expectations and evaluation from outside, but it's not always from the people that matter to us. We need to be smarter about the information source and only take care of the information from people or groups that are important to us. Furthermore, even though some criticism is from those who matter to us, the criticism might not be authentic. We should wisely figure out whether we should take those comments into consideration. With that, let's talk about how to deal with each other. Regarding the internal factor, instead of telling ourselves not to make comparisons, what we can do is to accept the subconscious and compare wisely. Decades ago, the world didn't have the internet, right? We were restricted to conditioned information sources. We didn't make comparison because there's nothing to compare with. But now, the whole world is connected. We see how others view the world differently. They have different life paths, different mindset, different lifestyles, different cultures. We are accustomed to imagine what it would be if we were in a different place, situation, or position. We have way too much information in our memory that spills over the brain. We keep running the algorithm of comparison to find a better solution for our lives. When the brain CPU is down, we feel exhausted. That said, we could solve this problem into two steps. Accept the certainty of the new information coming up, and then find a way to handle the information or deal with our emotions. We have to accept that new information reaching to us is a certainty. As long as we want to catch up with the world, we will need to learn more. As long as we are part of the internet, we will somehow be impacted by that information. It's like gunpowder, either made into fireworks to entertain us, or made into ammunition which harms us. It gives us new opportunities as well as trouble. After accepting that new information is bound to happen, we need to figure out a way to leverage the new opportunities while mitigating the negative impact it brings. We need to be flexible about that and find customized solutions that match our own goals. Previously, I shared understanding is key and will have an emotional pull. I believe there will be something useful in those videos. In terms of the external factor, which refers to the influence we receive from the environment, we should treat it rationally. First of all, no matter what the influence is, for example, someone praises you or judges you, as long as it's targeting you specifically, you should pay attention to it instead of ignoring it completely. You should first understand what it means, why it's expressed that way, what the purpose is, and whether they really mean it. For example, people who praise you might want to benefit from you, while people who judge you might just be angry about something else and just want to find a way to take it out on you. Then, after getting clarity, we should get our hands on and process that information. Suppose someone gives you some comments regarding your working style or suggests that you should behave more maturely. As we mentioned earlier, first we need to figure out whether that person matters to you. If he doesn't know you well and what he says does not make much sense, then you don't need to pay much attention to it. Just thank him for the comment and end the conversation. However, if he's important to you, like your family, your colleague, your classmate, or your real friend, then no matter whether he makes sense or not, whether you agree with him or not, you can keep this comment in your mind for a little while, but don't change anything immediately. Then, if similar comments get repeated in your life frequently, like every week, from different people or different sources, you should pay more attention to it, and even look inside yourself and see whether or not you should change. Also, by taking all that feedback into account, we can really figure out what our strengths and what our weaknesses are that we didn't realize before. That can help us to get a clearer path in life.